Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 6 of Ferrous Block. Well, today we're going to automate the Energizing Orb. We're going to make a bunch of stuff with that. Then we're going to fix my mob farm over there that got broken with the last update and cover a few things that got changed in the last update. We're also going to make an RFtools storage scanner, and we'll get ready for some Xnet for another episode. And then we'll make some Terrasteel so we can make an Elven gateway and get started properly on Botania. So let's get started over here. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. Normally, I try to build everything on camera. However, in my test world, it took friggin' hours. So I decided to set up some of this off camera. This is already a spirited Furnator. That's the emerald version. And these are already the emerald version as well. And it took hours to do it. So I just didn't have the heart to rip it all back down again because I needed this thing to set it up. But we will go through how it works, and I'll try to explain it as well as I can. So that is the Energizing Orb there in the middle. It's sitting on top of a hopper, which is feeding into a chest here, and as it makes stuff, it goes into the chest. So far, so good. Now, the way these things are usually automated is, if we're using vanilla mechanics, they'll send a redstone signal to hoppers to stop them so they don't just push everything into this all at once. So you can put a stack of things in the hopper and it'll only do it one at a time, and they'll send out one when they're ready, one when they're ready, one when they're ready. I did this in the reverse. Instead, I'm going to send a signal when it's ready and have droppers drop one, and the dropper is going to push one into this hopper, and that hopper is going to feed it into the Energizing Orb. And I'm going to use RFtools to do it. So I started out with the same standard way that everybody does it, where I've got a redstone comparator coming out, and the redstone comparator is there to tell me if there's anything already in. See the little box above it? If there's anything in the box above it, there, I've lit up the box. If there's anything in that box, this will give out a redstone signal, and this will turn bright red here. And then, now I've got a lever turned on, so I've got bright red coming here. And then I use a logic gate as sort of an inverter. So what it's saying is, if it's getting a signal from A, B, or C, don't send out a signal there. If it's not, make an on signal, emit a redstone signal. You have a few different options here. So we're just going to emit a redstone signal when it's not getting one from any other direction. So what will happen when I turn this off, it will send out a pulse to here. And then it hits the sequencer. The sequencer set up just like a pulse generator. So I put one there, and I've got it on once too. So when a signal is received, it'll loop the signal once and restart if a new pulse arrives. So this can stay on, doesn't matter. But it only sends out a signal once, so my droppers don't keep dropping things over and over and over again. Now, I've used glass here. You can use anything. You can use cobble, whatever. The reason I bring that up is in other builds, the vanilla builds, you've got to use glass so that it can't charge something else. Right? This charge doesn't spread. But here I just ran redstone all the way around here, so it hits all four of these droppers at once when it does it. So that's sort of the basic of the explanation, and all these are bound to that. Well, I just placed them down and they automatically bound. Wasn't an issue. Let's sleep. Okay. So this chest is just so I've got someplace to put things. So let's try it first with the first thing you do is gold and iron. So what we do is we stick gold in one of these droppers, and we stick iron in another one. And this only needs 2 droppers in this case. Then I turn this off. Now see, it dropped down one of each there, and then as soon as it's finished, it sticks it into here, and then it just keeps doing it over and over and over again. Now, notice it's going really, really quick. If you're using the basic ones of these, it won't be nearly as fast. But since I got some higher level ones, not the highest, but higher level ones, then it's going pretty quick. And so we're almost done there. Now, there's a couple other things you do. The next one's going to be the blazing ones. Let's turn this off. Next one we'll do is with blaze rods. So, put the blaze rods in just one of them. Turn this. See the blaze rod drop down. Did it twice. And we've got those. All right, so it worked for blaze rods too. Let's try it with diamonds. Put diamonds in there. Turn that off. Now see, it's going to take it a little longer. See, you can see the bar going up at the top there. And that's with the emerald version of these, right? It's still taking that long. Well, let's see what happens when we do it with the emerald ones. Again, we'll turn this on or off. Now you can see it's taking a lot longer to do the emerald ones. So you can see I need an awful lot of emeralds to do this. Like, I don't know, like half a stack of emeralds. Maybe more. Yeah, I think it was even more than that. So this was taken forever when I didn't have the emerald version of these things and didn't have this as an emerald version. And I'm not sure that this little coal sapling is going to be able to keep up with this anymore. But I'll deal with that another day. Okay, so that's done. Here's part that I haven't done yet. This is why there's 4 of them there. So we are going to use all of those. And you're turned on, okay? So we'll put those in there. Put two of them in there. I don't know why my mouse is acting up today. I just restarted my computer to see if I get it back properly, but no. Okay. Now we'll flip the switch. You can see all 4 things come down in there, and it's starting to do its thing. But as you can see, it's going to be a little while doing this. And that's how long it was taking me for the emeralds. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing all that on camera. So we'll let it do its thing. Whoops. We'll let it do its thing, and we'll go off and do something else. All right, so he made a bunch of changes. 1, you cannot put interfaces on anything more than a wooden colossal chest, and you can't make them any bigger than 3 by 3. So this isn't really a big issue, because notice that the chest core is what this is connected to. And I can run, if I do a 2 by 2, I can run it out of 3 different sides on the chest core. So not a big issue there. But I recommend at this point, since he's messing around with it and seems to think wooden ones are okay, that you just make 3 by 3s like this one. And you can put as many interface on it as you want. And if you find them too big to sit there, sink them into the floor. Use them like a carpet. All right. Now, Other things that changed. He removed essentials. That's the one that actually bothers me. I'm not as worried about what he did to Colossal Chess, even though I whined and complained about it in Discord with him. But he just wasn't having any of it. He was determined to nerf them somehow. I found it ineffective. But he removed essentials, and essentials had a whole bunch of things that I liked in it. Now, it also, I'd used essentials for this. Not a problem. I can replace the block placer with the silic ones. And the spikes I used were from essentials. Not a problem. I'll replace them right now with other things. What I'm bothered by is my high-speed hoppers with the high throughput hoppers are gone, and I went back to these ones, and they're not nearly, they can't do a stack at a time like the other ones did. Also, I really wanted to try out circuitry, and now I'm not going to get to do it. Also, he pulled out modular routers, and I wanted to try that too. So I thought that made things less fun. Oh well. Moving on. No more whining for me. So we're going to use damage traps now. And so blank plates, which are that, and black dye is just coal blasted. So I already made 2 of them. I'm making 2 more now. And I need 1 more fan. Made those before. Oh, and we're going to come over here. And I'm going to grab some stuff. Notice I got way too many rats in there already. And I've started making a whole bunch of garbage piles. For right now, I just need 18 of them. And, oh, these are the compressed garbage piles. So I must have broke something, dropped it in there. Oh well. And I just come over here, and I can do the recipe for them, and it'll fill up the crafting grid, and I just pull out a stack at a time, right? All right, so let's go in here. Everything's turned off. Now, the reason I pulled out the uncompressed garbage piles is I didn't want rats appearing in here while I was doing, because I imagine they can appear with light. So the light wasn't going to stop them. All right, so I'm going to put 1 fan up here since I can't have a spike up there anymore. I'm not sure. Maybe the silic spike would work up there. I don't know. Or even a player trap. I don't know if it could go upside down, but I'm just going to use a fan to push the spiders down and see if that works. And then we'll put down the player trap. Now, these are the damage traps. You can't do the player traps inconveniently. The reason I suspect that's true, because player traps are like, get player drops. And I think it's a problem with the new Forge in 1.15 that you can't do that. Forge has a problem with fake players, some sort of a problem with fake players anyways. And that's why I don't think you find any of the, the stuff from any of the other mob farm type stuff that would have player drops. Okay, so now we'll turn on the fans. And I'll turn on that fan. You can't see it. Can I see it? Yes, I can see it spinning. So that fan is working. Okay, and now, double compressed. I really don't care that much about the rats that I'm getting for the token. There's probably a better way to do it, which I'm not going to be doing this episode, but from what I understand, haven't tried this yet, so may or may not work. I've been told that if you make balls of filth you take the compressed garbage, you compress it again, it makes a ball of filth. Well, let's do that, actually. If we, whoops. like I said, my mouse is acting up. And if you put a ball of filth on him, then you can turn him into a king rat. And I think you can take that king rat and you can shove him in a... I'm not going to do it right now. You can shove him in a... one of those guys over there, and he will drop tokens that you can bind together to make the proper token to get to Rat Lattice. But I'm not as worried about getting to Rat Lattice now because I have all the stuff I wanted, the lava, the lapis, everything else. The only thing that's really there is something further down the road that I don't need yet. And I forget what it's called. But the reason that I wanted it, more rats, was I think they're dropping this stuff here. Because I get a lot more rats than my dark room gives me of anything else. Oh, and I can use this for leather too. So, yes, I get a lot more rats, and I'll get a lot more essence that way. Let's get rid of this rain. Okay. Oh, since this is probably done by now. No, it's not. It's still not done. Okay. We're going to make ourselves a trash can. He is now put in trash cans for us. As a popular request we had. And we're going to come down below. I need to put in proper elevators. I put in one in the wrong place over there and haven't moved it. Oh, and this is how I was getting the... Yeah, I've got plenty of that stuff. I don't need to do that anymore. So this can go back where it belongs. That doesn't need to be there anymore either, but who cares? And I'll stick that in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take and put a... I can use pretty pipes to do this. I'll put a pretty pipe on there. And then I'm going to put one of these in here. Oh, I'm going to need a rat. Get back. So we'll put that on there. Open it up. Click on that. Put a rat. Allowed. So only rats are allowed. Now, here's what messed me up. And I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. I couldn't figure it out. If I put the trash can there right now, it won't work. But if I go over one and put the trash can there, and now put in my pipe, it works. You see, you can, because this has the extraction module in it, it can't connect. But once I put one extra piece of pipe, now it can connect. And it's getting rid of all these raw rat that are in there. So I don't get full of them. Other than, eating a food once made out of raw rat might be worthwhile, but I can get rid of most of them for now anyways. All right. Are you finished yet? No. You're still doing your thing. All right, next we'll make some machine frames from, figures. I'll have to rat on me. Machine frames from RFtools, and we can make all sorts of stuff with that. I already made some. Ooh. Binding card. Let me explain something to you. For some reason, my base started to generate mobs. It's not supposed to be able to. It's supposed to be anything over a 0 in light level, and mobs aren't supposed to spawn. But I had mobs spawning. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I started putting in more torches, like, and I think they were spawning over here. For instance, that wasn't there, and that wasn't there. And I think I got one to spawn over here, even though it was well over 0 on light level. It wasn't over like 7 or 8. Like, I should bring up, there we go. So now it's like a, doesn't go much less than a 10 anywhere, right? 9 or 10. So, I don't need that anymore. So my whole base is more well lit. But before that happened, I had an Enderman spawn on my base. Why is that important? Why did I want an Enderman? Well, if you see this, it's a binding card. And to make this recipe, binding card, an Enderman or an Endermite. And what you do is you make one of the binding cards. And that's just simple stuff, and that's easy. And then you click on an Enderman, and I put it in there. And I should have been smart. What I should have done is stuck him in a bucket, then place him down and put him in the cart with the card to show you it happening. But I was just in such a mad panic. Don't go away. I don't want my Enderman to get away. Because I looked in the nether for them, and I couldn't find any down there. And I thought I was going to have to build a, what do you call it, a manual mob farm just to catch myself an Enderman. Then when one showed up, I was, yes! All right, but enough. You might have to build a manual mob farm to get one yourself. All right, I got one drawer controller from a quest. I crafted another one. Very straightforward stuff. And the machine frames we just made. This thing's easy. Those are standard stuff. And that is our storage scanner. Now, their storage scanners are a little flaky in 1.15. I'm disappointed because I love storage scanners. But whoops. Oh, damn it. I didn't want to break 2. I wanted to break 1. Because I set it up too high. Okay, and we are going to put it down there. Now, because it needs power, so that's why power is coming over here. So what do I mean by this thing is a little... there's supposed to be a scan button here. That's gone. But that's not the part that bothers me. It's the way the crafting over here works. Just doesn't work quite right. But let's get this up to 2. There we go. So now we got all sorts of things showing up that I don't necessarily want. So let's click on one of them. There we go. Remove that. Remove that. The gold chest can stay, actually. Whoops. Stop doing that. Remove. We only want one of those, right? Come on. I think what my mouse is doing is double clicking things. Don't want any of those, and I only need one of these. There we go. So those two things. Oh, no, I got rid of both of them. Damn it. Anyways, I want one of the wooden up here and one of those up here. Yeah, I need to do it again because, damn it. One of the things I like about these is notice how, like, when there's 2,000 of these or 5,000 of these, they're all stacked up neatly like that. And I can see what's in that inventory. So I can use it that way. Well, when you go to craft things over here, it kind of works and it kind of doesn't. And when you try crafting, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to mess with this any longer. mainly I wanted a better interface for the colossal chests, so I could see things easier in them. Like I don't have to see stacks and stacks and stacks of diamonds or something like that. They're all in one nice, neat little pile, right? Makes it easier to find things in the colossal chest. That's why I wanted it. All right. Fell pumpkins. Let's get some bars out of here again. And make some more fell pumpkins. You saw me do that before. Why are we doing that again? Well, two reasons. One, I keep running out of blaze powder. And two, I had to replace these. So let's show you them working. So we will put pumpkins up there. Bars there. Bars there. Turn her on. And bloody thing. Okay. Oh, and that's where the other, I should have shown you soon. That's where the other trap is down there. So we'll just let that do its thing, and it's spewing all the blaze powder over here. Notice I've had lots of animals. And they keep running in there and collecting them like that sheep's in there now. All right. This thing's finally finished. And so we did twice, and you get 16 each time. So we got the nitro crystals that way. Not using them for anything. I just showing you how to automate that. All right. Next up, controller for... Oh, this is for Xnet. So we've got machine frames now. We can make ourselves Xnet. And actually, what was the recipe on that again? Yeah, we could always make... Oh, yeah, it was those that we needed. That we didn't have. Oh, notice that that was blaze gold, which is gold and blaze powder in an alloy smelter. Okay. So that's our controller. And I think that used to have to be lapis. I could be wrong, but I think it used to have to be lapis. Now you can use blue floral powder, so you can get started on this much sooner. You don't have to wait till you have lapis to do it. So we'll make a bunch of those. I probably will never need 60 of them, but that's done. How am I doing on my quest for that? There seems to be a quest for this. Utilities, no. Storage. That's where it is. Claim fluffies. Claim fluffies. Who cares about fluffies? And, oh, so that's that stuff again. And that's another quest completed. Probably more fluffies. But I really should check these because sometimes they have things that I need. More fluffies, and I don't want fluffies. This hopper, we can put it in here for now. I don't need the Xnet on me right now. Don't need those. Okay. Now, on to this stuff. On to Botania. Oh, let's just show you that, yes, all my rats left. As you can see, they're gone. A dead rat. What are you doing? That's weird. I don't know what happened to that other one. Where'd that pumpkin go? Or that fell. There it is. And that's the last one. Okay. All right, enough getting sidetracked here. Let's get back to what we were doing. So to do this, I'm first off going to need this thing. And these pools, yeah, they got enough in them now. Oh, let's deliberately take these ones away. Okay. And then we're going to re-aim these ones to here. They're all set. Okay. Now we need to make a whole pile of stuff here. So we'll start out with these 5. Oh, and actually I need more room here. And oh, it's this I don't need actually. Okay, so there we go. So that gets us our first rune. So what are we doing here? We're making this guy, and we need water runes, and we just got our water runes. Then we'll make our next rune. It just ate something. Ooh, yeah. And I figured out that it doesn't like cobble. I'll show you why I got confused. If we sit watch, it'll come up in a sec here. Cobbled stone. I'm not sure what cobbled stone is. Let's find out. Yeah, nothing shows up. I don't know what cobbled stone it means by that. But there was a D after it, which meant it didn't work for me. So instead, we want regular stone. Whoops. Oops. There we go. Next one done. Actually, these can all move over one. Oh, figures. Oh, no, they can't, because then we get... Okay, so that goes on, and 5 of these. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta show you. There's a better way to make the... and we only get 1 this time. We got 2 all the other times. When you're making mana steel, you need crimson steel ingots. Now, I made them this way. So I used 4 of the crimson iron. I should have made them with the alloy smelter. Then I used 2 of the crimson iron to make each crimson steel ingot. My mistake. That was pointed out to me by Ali, the guy that made the pack, when he saw it and put it in the comments. All right. Ali Craft. Okay, so now this stuff that was carpet. Really need to make myself a magnet ring. That works pretty fast when I got 4 of those guys pointing in it, doesn't it? Okay. So now, we'll just stick them in like that. And we've got a terrestrial agglomeration plate. I don't know why my tongue... I know how to pronounce it. My tongue trips over it every time. Okay, so these are blocks of lapis. That's living rock in a little pattern like that. And we stick this thing in the center. Now, did that give us the quest? Or do I have to... What did I do with the quest book? There it is. And that's Botania. And then we get claimed. Yeah, it's... Oh, yeah, I got it. I got my 2 sparks. But we are going to make more sparks. Oh, I should have shown you. The recipe on that was gold nugget, blaze powder, petals. So we're going to click 1 on there. You can barely see it, but it's there. And then we're going to put a bunch of them down here. Why so many? Because it's faster. Okay. And so now we need this stuff here. So that's mana pearl, mana diamond, and our mana steel. And the reason the chest is there is to act as a backstop so that I don't miss when I throw stuff. Well, I also wanted to be standing far enough back that I don't pick it up. So as you can see, it's pretty quick when you've got enough mana to do it, right? Yeah. Figures I'm back too far again. There we go. They're done. Since that's finished, let's, just in case, we'll start putting these, whoops. Oh, it's not. Yeah, sorry I didn't have that all done in advance, but I forgot all about it. Okay, we are going to need 1 of these right away into little ingots, or nuggets. And we'll sleep. And now that we've got our Terrasteel nuggets, we're first off going to make 2 mana pylons, mana steel gold and mana diamonds. Then we're going to take the mana ones, put them in there, and go 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we'll get 2 Natura pylons. Natura pylons go right here. Whoops, not there. You should have double checked that what it wanted me to use. There we go. Don't shift. Okay. Yeah, it wanted a pickaxe, so that was fun. Now, to make the core, we're going to put 3 like that, and that gives us our Elven Gateway core. And we need 3 Glimmering wood, which is living wood with glowstone. Now, this is just a back so that things don't fall off the edge of my island. And we're going to put our core... Oh, and that's living wood going around here. This can be anything. Doesn't matter what it is. And it doesn't have to be right up against it. It's just easier to place things when I do that. So core goes there. The glimmering ones go there. Oh, and note that these are, it's 2, so third out and 1 off to each side. Now, it used to have to be that distance. I think it's more flexible now. I don't know. So I just made it that, I've always made it that way, and I'm fine with that. Then you click on this with your wand. And ta-da! We have a portal. Now, the way the portal works is Livingwood one of the things? I don't know. No, it's not. But we could use something like living wood and some mana steel, just as examples. And, oh, what did we get from the quest? Couple more sparks. And that's Gia stuff, so no. Not this episode. So then we can just start firing this in there. Actually, I guess you can throw it in. Can you throw it in a stack at a time? Let's just throw in. Nope. Let's get closer and do that. Now, it isn't necessarily a 1-for-1 when you do that, by the way. So if we take 8 mana steel, especially with mana steel, if we toss them in there, we get back 4. So recipe. Yeah, it takes 2 mana steel to get 1 of these ingots. But now that we have that stuff, we can start making Botania. Where is it? Oops. I think it's on the second page there, isn't it? Yeah. I want to make a few dominant sparks. One and 1 recessive spark. What I'll do with them is most of these will all just have plain sparks on them, and this pool here will have the recessive spark, and all the things that are users will get a dominant spark. And I'll move my mana around like that instead of these chains of mana spreaders. But that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.